Welcome to Archangel Michael Says Daily, a channel dedicated to sharing divine wisdom, spiritual protection, and angelic guidance inspired by Archangel Michael. Today we will be talking about topic secret file with your name. There are moments in this universe, beloved one, when time stands still, when the celestial realms hold their breath, and when the greatest, most powerful entities, those whose actions can shake the very galaxies, choose to stand in solemn silence. This is one of those moments. Right now, in this very instant, an unusual waiting is taking place. A wait that has spanned to full hours, to Earth hours, a blink in the eye of eternity. Yet an endless expanse for a being who is the very embodiment of immediate action. Archangel Michael, the commander of heaven's armies, whose sword of light never rests, whose battle cry echoes across the realms, has been standing still. He has been standing still beside you in the unseen realm, entirely without your knowledge. He has waited, not for 1 minute, not for 10, but for 120 minutes. A wait that is not coincidental, but a powerful testament, an undeniable sign of the absolute urgency and critical nature of the message he brings to you today. He does not wait because he has nothing to do. Heaven is in constant motion. He waits for your soul. He stands there like a faithful sentinel, a patient father, praying that you would sense his presence, praying that you would feel the weight of this moment, a subtle shift in the air, an inexplicable urge to stop, to listen, to open this message. Why? Why would an archangel wait? Because, noble soul, something of monumental, otherworldly importance is attempting to break through into your life. It is not a trickle, it is a flood of truth, and the gate for that truth to pour in, a gate long sealed by silence and deception, has finally been opened. His wait was to ensure that when that gate opened, you would be there to witness it, to receive it, to not miss this fateful opportunity. This is not just a message. This is an event, a rare, divinely orchestrated event of such magnitude that it can alter the entire trajectory of your life. From this day forward, this message, delivered by heaven itself through Archangel Michael, is a direct intervention. It is not gentle advice or a vague suggestion. It is a spiritual fire alarm. It is sent with a singular, urgent purpose to warn and awaken you to a conspiracy, a malicious spiritual interference happening right under your nose, in the shadows of which you have been completely unaware. You might ask yourself, why now? Why is this truth being revealed? Because heaven has overridden the silence. They have done so because you, chosen one, deserve to know the truth before it goes too far. The pressure in the spiritual realm has built to a point where it can no longer be ignored. The whispers in the dark have become too loud. The secret surveillance has crossed a line. This message is not mere words on a screen. It was etched in spirit. It was pushed through the light of the realms. And it was sent with extreme urgency. Why? Because the plan to stop you, to hold you back, and to sabotage your destiny has been exposed. This is not merely a warning. This is an awakening, a jolt, pulling you from the grip of silence and unknowing into the power of knowledge. The fact that you are reading these words right here, right now, is not a coincidence. It is proof that your soul, at its deepest level, was ready. It heard the call. It felt Michael's weight, and it has answered. Now, let us go directly into the heart of the storm. Let us pull back the veil of truth and look squarely at what has been happening in the shadows. A clandestine investigation has been targeting you. An investigation carried out by a private detective. Someone hired, paid, to dig into every facet of your life. This person, an expert in concealment, in gathering information without a trace, thought they could operate in absolute silence. They were wrong. You were never supposed to know about this. The plan was to collect, analyze, and use that information against you before you ever realized what was happening. But, beloved one, there is one who saw it all. Heaven has intervened. They have watched this entire affair unfold. Not since yesterday, but for a long time. They waited for the opportune moment, the instant where intervention would have the maximum effect and exposure would be undeniable. And you must know this. This detective is not acting alone. They are not spontaneously curious about you. They have a name. They have a client, someone, some force, paid to get information on you, and the identity of that mastermind, along with the detective, is now being brought into the light spiritually. The veil of secrecy is being torn apart. So, what did they want to know? Why would someone spend a great deal of money to secretly monitor you? The purpose of hiring this detective was not simple curiosity. Their purpose was to get a deep look at your path. They wanted a detailed map of your present and your future, not to admire it, but to sabotage it. Consider the alarming scope of this investigation. The areas systematically monitored include your finances, every flow of money, in and out, your investments, financial plans, and upcoming business opportunities. They wanted to know your financial weak points to apply pressure, your activities and movements. Where do you go? Who do you meet? What do you do? What are your daily habits? They wanted to know the patterns of your life to predict your next moves. Your emotions. This is one of the most disturbing aspects. They tracked your emotional shifts when you were happy, when you were sad, when you felt weak or lost. They wanted to know the best time to strike, to sow doubt or despair. Your destiny. This goes far beyond normal surveillance. They were not just interested in what you are doing. They craved to know what you are becoming. They wanted access to the divine blueprint of your life, specific details, your money, your energy, your private conversations, the plans you have only whispered to yourself, which doors of blessing are about to open for you. They wanted to know it all, your spiritual sensitivity. They are aware that you have a special connection. They tried to measure the level of your sensitivity, to see if you could sense their interference, your private prayers, on a spiritual level. They attempted to listen in on the deepest desires of your heart, the words you utter in your quietest moments. They gathered all this information for one dark purpose: to disrupt your blessings before they could even arrive. Imagine a beautiful gift on its way to you, and someone who knows about it beforehand is trying to steal it or spoil it right at your doorstep. That is precisely what they were trying to do. Their ultimate goal, the one that overshadowed all others, was to disrupt your next. They wanted to ruin your next step, your next chapter, your next breakthrough. Somewhere, on a hidden, encrypted, and secured server, there is a file with your name on it. And someone paid a lot of money, a significant sum, just to have access to that file. They wanted to know who you were talking to, what you were planning, and most importantly, what doors were about to open for you. And here is the most critical part. When they looked at the data they had collected, when they analyzed your trajectory, they saw what was coming for you, and they were terrified. They did not see failure. They did not see mediocrity. They saw greatness. They saw a massive shift on the horizon, a divine partner, a spectacular financial release, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The brightness of your destiny horrified them, and that fear turned into sabotage. They tried to delay your intuition. They sowed energies of distraction, hoping you would be too busy, too tired, too unfocused, or too disconnected from your inner fire to sense the divine setup that was taking place. Their ultimate goal, summed up in 3 words: stop you. They intended to use the information gathered to apply pressure to your finances, your relationships, and your momentum. They wanted to see how close you were to something explosive, life-changing, so they could get one step ahead or block it entirely. But there was one thing they did not account for. There is a power they cannot spy on. There is a king they cannot overthrow. As their plot reached its climax, as the plan of sabotage was about to be executed, a voice rang out from the celestial realms, a voice that shook the foundations of the universe, the voice of God himself. And he spoke a single word: nitrogen monoxide. You have been protected from something that almost hit you viciously. While you were sleeping, working, living your life, someone was plotting, observing, trying to gain an upper hand using information they never had the right to know. That man, the private investigator, the one who fancied himself a ghost, thought he was invisible and discreet. But he was caught, not by a terrestrial security camera, but by divine intervention. God himself allowed the veil to drop just enough for Archangel Michael to step in and whisper to your heart. That is why you felt the urge to open this message. That whisper said, "Open this now. Do not ignore it. Do not scroll away." This detective made a fatal mistake. He crossed a line. It was not a physical fence. It was a spiritual boundary drawn round your favor, a sacred ring of fire that heaven had placed around you. Because, beloved one, you must understand this. Heaven has chosen you, and when heaven chooses someone, that person becomes off limits. When they tried to hire intelligence to watch you, God sent fire to burn their plans. When they tried to gather the details of your future, God dissolved their conspiracies just before the moment that data file, the secret information about you, was to leave the detective's hands and go to the mastermind. There was a divine disruption, perhaps an unexplained computer crash, a sudden data loss, or some unforeseen event that prevented the transfer. That detective was trained to be a shadow, to disappear into a crowd, to leave no trace. But they did not disappear before heaven saw them. They were caught, red-handed, near a data trail, a whisper of truth that connected directly to your glorious destiny. This was not just human interference. It was designed with sophistication to disrupt your divine blessings. But God blocked. Archangel Michael revealed. And now, All that was hidden is being exposed to the light. The detective crossed the spiritual line, and the reason you are hearing this is because Archangel Michael petitioned heaven to release this truth before it was too late. He could not stand to see you walk into a preset trap. Their plan is now in complete disarray. All their efforts have been turned to ash. Archangel Michael did not just wait for those 2 hours. He was preparing for a direct intervention. And today, he acted. He stood before your name in the spiritual realm and declared with authority, "This ends here." A trail of dark deeds is being traced backward. A secret truth is being unraveled piece by piece. And you are at the center of it all. Archangel Michael is here, right now. Because there are angels surrounding your home in the spirit tonight. Millions upon millions of layers of your divine protection have been activated in just the last few hours. Why? Because you were in spiritual danger without even knowing it. When the information about you was found and compiled by the detective, at that very moment, Archangel Michael descended. Simultaneously, spiritual alarms went off in heaven, and your name, your specific name, was called out in the high courts and marked as urgent. This message you are reading was not crafted by human hands. It was formed by the breath of God to find you, to awaken you. This protection is not a passive thing. It's not an umbrella you can forget to carry. It is a massive energy shield that you must stand under, fully aware that a rain of poisonous arrows was about to fall. You are protected because you are entering a territory too sacred to be meddled with by earthly schemes. You are being positioned for something spectacular, a shift so great that the enemies of your destiny wanted the details in advance, so they could corrupt your path. But heaven intercepted the messenger. Heaven saw what they were doing, and you, right now, are part of a divine case where the truth can no longer be suppressed. Archangel Michael was given a special assignment. It was to blow the trumpet over your life tonight. That trumpet is not a sound, but a truth. That trumpet is this very message. That file has been burned in the spirit. Access has been permanently revoked. Every earthly eye that looked at you in secret is now being blinded by divine light. Archangel Michael is not just speaking your name today. He is fighting for it. Picture this. He stands between the true image of you, your radiant being, and the distorted image printed on a dark report. And with his sword, he has cut the cords, ended the efforts, dismantled something that was meant to harm you within. The next 7 days, that storm has passed over your house without being able to touch it. Why? Because Archangel Michael was guarding the door. They could not get close. They cannot touch what has been consecrated. The spiritual cameras, the invisible eyes trying to peer into your soul, have been permanently shut down. The invisible threads that were silently monitoring your life have been decisively severed. By the very sword of Michael's light, he did not just send you this message. He had to cut through the realms to get it to you, an act that shows the undeniable urgency of this moment. The surveillance stopped the moment the divine fire showed up. Heaven has jammed a spiritual broadcast designed to attack your timeline. They have intercepted a transmission that would have taken the favor from your future. Archangel Michael has stood guard, a loyal protector. so that this truth could reach your heart intact, unshaken, and undistorted. Let this truth sink into every cell of your being. No one can trespass on what heaven has claimed, and you, your life, your destiny, have been claimed by heaven. Even now, as you read these lines, heaven is still watching over you, and Archangel Michael has not yet left. His sword is still drawn, at the ready. God is smiling on you, not an ordinary smile. It is the smile of a parent who has just shielded their beloved child from a danger the child never even saw. And here is the promise. Archangel Michael will stand at your door every night and walk beside you every day. Heaven is investing in your story. They are not just protecting you, they are investing in your victory. Now you know of the plot and the protection, but what is its effect on you? And what happens next to those behind it? Be honest with yourself for a moment. In recent weeks, or even months, have you felt uneasy, a vague, indescribable feeling of being watched? Have you felt your energy being slightly twisted, mysteriously drained? If the answer is yes, you must know this. You are not going crazy. It was not paranoia. It was your spirit sensing a harsh reality. It was spiritual warfare. That heaviness on your shoulders recently, that lingering sadness without a clear cause, or the sudden anxiety that hits you, that was not you being weak. That was the enemy of your destiny trying to delay your intuition, to disorient you with subtle energy attacks. You have felt unsettled lately because the spiritual realm around you has been noisy and you have been hearing it without knowing it. Your soul has been on high alert. The whispers you thought you were imagining, the gut feelings telling you to be careful, the restless nights of tossing and turning. That was not your imagination. That was divine protection trying to keep you from the trap being set. Your internal warning system has been working overtime. And now, with the truth exposed, a deep healing is beginning. Within the next 48 hours, you will feel a wave of relief. You will feel stronger, clearer. Do not be surprised if you suddenly want to cry for no specific reason. That is not sadness. That is your soul releasing all the tension, pressure, and toxic energy it has been quietly carrying. There is a great healing in this exposure. You are not just being protected, you are being spiritually restored. That heavy feeling you felt recently, that lingering sadness or unexplained anxiety, was the enemy attempting to delay your intuition. But now, their plan has failed. That heaviness will be lifted. Even the physical ailments you almost experienced, the headaches, the unexplained fatigue, have been cancelled in the spiritual realm. Your energy is no longer being leaped to where it does not belong. You have been healed in ways you didn't even know you were wounded. So what about those behind this? The one who hired the detective, the one who paid to invade your life. Listen closely to this. The identity of the person who hired the detective is being brought to light spiritually. Those who tried to discover your destiny without God's permission are now facing the inevitable consequence, exposure. And here is a bitter truth. The person who hired them is not a complete stranger. They have some history with you. What they did was not merely an act of human betrayal. It was a spiritual invasion. They crossed the line from earthly jealousy to spiritual sabotage. But truth is always more powerful than deception. The light always has a way of exposing every hidden file, every murky motive, every dark plan. This is not a time for you to panic. This is a time for you to rise in silence and watch. The people who spoke your name in secret rooms will now begin to feel the public echo of those actions. Divine justice may be quiet at first, but when it arrives, it is loud and it is always on time. You do not need to do anything. No retaliation, no confrontation. Remain silent. Watch, because vengeance belongs to God. He will handle this in His own way, perfectly and with absolute justice. The exposure is happening. The truth is rising. And your story is being rewritten without the fingerprints of those who tried to hijack your future. The one who sent the detective is now completely exposed in the spiritual realm. They can no longer manipulate from behind the curtain. The light of truth is shining on them, and they have nowhere to hide. You do not need revenge. You only need obedience. Obey the divine instruction to remain silent and trust. Heaven will do the rest. You will feel stronger, and simultaneously, you will notice changes in your relationships. Some people in your life will begin to quietly disappear, or they will confess something themselves. Truth has a strange way of making people expose themselves. You no longer have to beg for honesty from anyone. Honesty is on its way to you, whether they want it to be or not. The curtain has been lifted. The performance is over. And those who are playing the part of friends and supporters in your life, while plotting behind your back, are starting to forget their lines. Their actions will become contradictory. Their words will no longer match their energy. Although you may not know exactly who hired the detective right now, their name is rising to the surface of the spiritual realm. You will sense it soon. Your intuition will tell you, or they will, reveal themselves through an action, a word, or a foolish mistake. They watched you because they thought they could find a weakness, a crack in your armor. But all they found was your divine resilience. They looked for dirt, but only found pure gold. Now, the roles are reversed. They are the ones panicking, wondering how the truth slipped through their fingers. And you are the one rising, not with questions, but with answers from heaven. The person who ordered this investigation wanted to control what they could not understand. They tried to observe what they could never possess. But the mystery of your destiny is something they will never be able to calculate, because it is written in heaven, not in earthly files. Now that their espionage has failed miserably, they will try to downplay it. They might pretend nothing ever happened. But heaven did not just stop the messenger. They reclaimed the message, meaning the information about your coming greatness. The very thing they tried to steal is now being amplified by heaven. What they intended for sabotage will become your spotlight, and your name will rise in favor and glory. The one who sent the detective has now unwittingly become living proof of a divine promise. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. When they realize that heaven has completely turned the tables, they will fall silent, or they will try to re-enter your life with false charm and sweet praise. Be vigilant. This moment is not just about surviving an attack. It is so much more. This is a turning point, a beginning. This is your transformation and upgrade. For a time, you were unwittingly a target. But this message arrives to completely redefine your role. You are chosen. And because you are chosen, you are off limits. Let that sink in. You are not a vulnerable target. You are a fire, and a fire cannot be tracked. It can only be respected. From a safe distance, you were chosen by heaven not just to survive this moment, but to rise from it, to become a beacon, to lead others who are also experiencing moments of spiritual surveillance and sabotage. You being chosen by heaven means you are protected in extraordinary ways that others cannot comprehend. You are not meant for surveillance. You are meant for admiration. Very soon, you will be seen, but not by spies or prying eyes. You will be seen by supporters, by angels, by opportunities that recognize your true worth. Your name, in this very moment, has shifted realms. It is no longer just your name. It is now living proof of heaven's intervention and protection. You may think you are ordinary, but your enemies know better. That is why they tried to spy on you from a distance and did not dare to confront you directly. They know there is a power within you they cannot stand against. You are not the victim of this betrayal. You are walking away from this as a vessel of divine strategy. You are protected, and now you are also empowered. Understand that you are no longer the person you were an hour ago, before this message began. The energetic atmosphere around you has changed. Your frequency has been elevated. Your name has just been written into a new chapter in the book of life. You are emerging from this moment with a new breath in your lungs and a new fire in your eyes. You are becoming someone who does not just survive the darkness, but shines through it like a moving prophecy. The old version of you, the one they tried to track, monitor, and manipulate, no longer exists. That person died the moment you said yes to receiving this truth. A new, stronger, wiser, and more heavily protected version has been born. This is your turning point. This moment grants you not only safety, but also power and wisdom. Your new awareness will bring strength. Your strength will bring clarity, and your clarity will become your divine compass. From now on, you are not just protected. You are also dangerous to the darkness. Why? Because now you know. And knowledge is the greatest weapon in spiritual warfare. You are no longer fighting in the dark. You have been given the light. You are no longer in the shadow of someone else's toxic curiosity. You are standing in the spotlight of God's will. You did not just survive this moment. You are stepping into spiritual authority and divine clarity. You are protected. But now you are also positioned to reclaim everything that was stolen from you in secret: your confidence, your voice, your emotional stability, your trust in your own path. You will feel stronger. Your soul, at its deepest level, knows this message is real. It is vibrating with this truth. The Spirit is now your eyes. You are led by the light of truth, not by the noise of deception. The path ahead is being cleared by angels, the very same angels who guarded this message until you were ready to open it. You have received a divine upgrade. This is a sacred software update for your soul. You are not just someone God protects. You are someone God now trusts with insight and discernment. You are being entrusted with vision, with leadership, with divine prophecy. you will begin to dream differently. Your dreams will become clearer, more message-laden. You will wake up with answers to questions you have long pondered. People around you will start to wonder how you knew something before it happened. They will be amazed at your wisdom and calm, but you will just smile because you will remember this day, the day your spiritual eyes were opened to the reality of spiritual interference and divine disruption. You are not here for revenge. You are here to rise above the battlefield entirely. You are playing a different game on a higher level. The moment you accepted this message deep into your heart, a permanent shift began. Heaven has recorded this moment. A divine timestamp has been placed on your life's path and your destiny. Right at this very second, just received a powerful acceleration. This is not romantic poetry. This is prophecy. Your path ahead will shine with an unexpected clarity. The clouds of confusion and delay will dissipate. A certain door, an opportunity you have been waiting for, will soon open unexpectedly, and when it does, you will remember. This message is the prophecy that broke the invisible chains wrapped around your name. You did not just survive this moment. You are stepping into command of your destiny. You were never meant to find this message by chance. It was written into your timeline long before that detective ever made their first move. When you received it, something was released in your energetic atmosphere. A blockage was cleared. Everything in your life will start to move faster now. Clarity will rush in like a flood. The strange delays, the unexplained hold-ups will abruptly stop. The confusion in your mind will vanish, replaced by certainty and purpose. Get ready. Your financial flow, if it has been blocked or stagnant, will be released. Your flow is about to return like a river blocked by a dam, and now that dam has burst. Open. Do not be surprised if unexpected money comes to you in the coming days. Do not be surprised if someone suddenly pays a debt they had long forgotten. Do not be surprised if an opportunity's door that slammed shut in your face suddenly swings wide open. This is the ripple effect of divine disruption. When heaven intervenes against what is against you by universal law, the blessings that were held back must begin to rush in powerfully. What is coming for you will not require you to fight. It will require you to rest. Rest in the knowledge that you have been and are being protected. The information that was illegally gathered about you is now being spiritually inverted. It is being rewritten in the heavenly realms. Those who thought they had the truth on your weaknesses, will be utterly confused by your sudden and powerful radiance. They will wonder why what they knew about your weak spots no longer aligns with the person you are becoming. And that, dear one, is because heaven just rewrote your story. The coming opportunity that bears your name, the one they tried to observe without permission, will now happen publicly, brilliantly, and undeniably. God will make sure of it. You have entered a new season, a season where access will find you, where divine timing will meet you at every street corner, and where an outpouring of favor will confuse those who thought they knew your limits. You were never meant to be understood by everyone. You were destined to be protected by a few and celebrated by heaven itself. This moment is your divine unveiling. What is coming is not just a blessing, it is vindication. You are on the precipice of a moment that will echo forever into your future. Knowing this truth is one thing, acting on it is another. This is not a time for reckless action. This is a time for divine wisdom in action. Stay connected. You must stay close to the voice of God more than ever. Otherwise, the enemy will try to rewrite the negative narrative again. Spend time in prayer, meditation, and listening to your intuition. Don't panic. Rise. The first reaction might be fear or anger. Take a deep breath and replace those feelings with strength. This is a time to rise, not to crumble. Remain silent. This is the most crucial. Do not retaliate. Do not confront. Do not go looking for the enemy. Maintain your dignified silence. Vengeance belongs to heaven. Your role is to observe. Embrace the supernatural. Do not try to logically understand everything. This is a spiritual event. Accept it with faith and heart, not with your analytical mind. Obedience, not revenge. You do not need revenge. You only need obedience. Obey the urge to stay peaceful, to trust, to focus on your path. Don't ignore your soul. If you feel this message pulling at your soul, resonating deeply, do not ignore it. This is your personal confirmation. Don't fear the shift. Do not be alarmed if your plans suddenly change, or if some people begin to exit your life. It is part of the divine purge and realignment. Don't go searching. You are not to go looking. For who was behind this? God will reveal what you need to know when you need to know it. Some things are meant for confrontation, but some are meant for you to surrender to God and let Him handle. Be courageous, not bitter. Do not let your heart become bitter over this betrayal. Let it become courageous, courageous enough to walk away from manipulation, courageous enough to sever toxic soul ties you never asked for. Courageous enough to believe you are divinely backed even when humans fall. Receive the blessing. You are not to question the blessings that are coming. You are destined to receive them with joy, clarity, and open arms. Don't dim your light. Now is not the time for false humility. Do not hide your progress. Do not apologize for moving quickly. You are not acting in ego. You are acting in divine alignment. Take your space. Do not beg for space. Take it. Do not wait for others' permission to shine. Act with the divine authority that has been given to you. Respond spiritually, not emotionally. When you feel strong emotions, anger, sadness, recognize them, but do not act on them. Respond from a place of spiritual peace and strength. Give thanks. Take a moment to thank God, to thank Archangel Michael, and to thank your own soul for being strong enough to hold this kind of high-level awareness. Guard your peace. Guard your inner peace like a king guards his crown. Set firm boundaries like a golden gatekeeper. Say no and yes consciously. Learn to say an immediate no to anything or anyone that disrupts your alignment and peace. And say yes only to what aligns with your healing, growth, and purpose. Beware of charm. When those who sent the detective realize heaven has turned the tables, they may try to re-enter your life with charm and sweet words. Do not be confused. Stay focused on your purpose, not their distraction. Your next decision is critically important. It could open the doors to endless divine truth, or shut your ears to the warning bells heaven has been trying to ring for the past 2 hours. You must Decide what you will do with this light, with this truth, with this divine exposure. You can ignore it, dismiss it as an interesting story, and continue life as it was. Or you can step into this revelation like fire steps into darkness and choose to shine. Heaven never sends a warning lightly. If Archangel Michael had to speak, it is because this moment could not wait any longer. This is an awakening. Trust your divine clarity. You have matured in spirit and grown in awareness. And now, you can see that sometimes spiritual warfare does not look like loud battles. Sometimes it looks like whispers, invisible cameras, and quiet conversations behind closed doors. But now, those doors have been broken down by the light of truth, and there is nowhere left to hide. The fact that you are reading to the very end means your spirit is listening deeply. It is feeling the weight and truth of this message. That means you are the kind of soul chosen for something rare, something sacred. You were never meant to live a normal, mediocre life. You were built to walk in revelation. The tragedy that was set against you has now become the testimony that walks beside you. God delivered this revelation right to you. You did not even have to fight for it. You only had to receive it. This is your closure to a chapter of unease and doubt. Let this message stabilize your soul. Let it end the emotional swirl. Let it heal the mistrust that grew from unexplained feelings. Heaven is watching you more closely than ever, but with love and protection. The invisible wound has been sealed. The toxic interference has ended. And what is coming is not recovery, it is reward. This is the time for you to realign your goals with this new clarity. Look again at your goals. Make sure they are aligned with the stronger version of you. Audit your connections. Observe the relationships around you with the eyes of discernment. Who lifts you up? Who pulls you down? Recommit to your divine purpose. Your purpose on this earth was just fiercely protected by heaven. That means it is incredibly important. Recommit to it with all your heart. The very energy that tried to delay you will now become the wind that pushes you forward. The people who misunderstood you will have no choice but to watch you shine. The people who hid their toxic curiosity will suddenly go silent. Your purpose is what heaven just defended, and that means it is bigger, greater than you ever dared to dream. There is a season coming where your story, this story of divine intervention and rescue, will be used to break the chains off others. Heaven does not just send messages, they send proof, so that your faith may be solidified, so that your certainty becomes unshakable. Expand your awareness. Within the next 24 to 72 hours, you will receive a clear confirmation of this message. It may not come as a thunderclap or a loud event. It may be subtle, but it will be real and unmistakable to you. Pay attention to these signs, for they are the fingerprints of heaven on your life. An unexpected apology. Someone from your past or present may suddenly contact you and apologize for something, perhaps something you had long forgotten. A strange opportunity. An opportunity may come to you from the most unexpected place. It may seem random, but it is not. A door opens, a door that has been blocked or closed for a long time in your career, finances, or relationships will suddenly open without effort on your part. A name appears, A specific name may appear in a dream of yours, or you may hear it by chance in a passing conversation. Pay attention to that name. A sudden lightness. You may wake up one morning and feel an invisible burden has been lifted from your shoulders. Unexpected money, a sum of money, large or small, may come to you unexpectedly. Journal and document these signs as they happen. Because when this story fully plays out, you will have a diary of evidence that you were never crazy. You were always protected. Do not be surprised if some people in your life start acting strangely around you. The people who spoke your name in secret will now feel the public echo of those actions in their own spirit. They may become confused, anxious, or avoid you for no clear reason. Some people will disappear now. Do not chase them. Do not hold on. They were only in your life to get close to your light, either to benefit from it or to monitor it. And now that the light has changed frequency, it has become too hot, too intense. They cannot survive in the heat of the truth. Let them go in peace. Others will confess something. A friend or relative may suddenly confess a secret or a lie. Listen with compassion, but also with wisdom. Let them. It is part of the cleansing. There will be people who try to come back into your life soon, especially those who have betrayed or let you down in the past. Do not be fooled by appearances or promises. Look for patterns of behavior, not empty words. Do not seek revenge. Seek wisdom. The people who misunderstood you, who underestimated you, will have no choice but to stand still and observe your radiance. The people who hid their toxic curiosity behind your back will suddenly become remarkably silent. Their silence will be a confirming sign. And now, we come to the end of this urgent message, but to the beginning of your glorious new chapter. Hear these words and let them seal your soul. You are safe, not just physically safe, but spiritually, emotionally, financially, and destinally safe. The things that were moving around your name in dark places have been forced to their knees before the power of heaven. No spiritual agent, no prying eye, no curse can touch what has been sealed by holy fire. And you, beloved, have been sealed. You are no longer under the microscope of surveillance. You are being set free. What was investigated about you is now irrelevant, because heaven has ruled in your favor. The case is closed. The war in the shadows is over. The spiritual surveillance has ended. That dark file has been closed and burned for good. Your name is being rewritten in the chronicles of heaven, not as the one who was watched, but as the one who won. You did not fall. You did not break. You were preserved in the silence, prepared in the pressure, and now you are rising in the fire. This is the resurrection power of divine intervention. You are no longer someone who watches miracles happen to others. You are a walking miracle. You no longer have to wait for permission. You are moving forward with courage, confidence, and complete protection. The file they tried to build against you has been destroyed. But the testimony you are building from now on will be eternal. And now, receive this divine blessing, an energetic impartation sent straight from heaven to your soul. May the clarity you have received today be permanent. May the protection on your house and family be unbreakable. May your energy remain clean. and your connection to heaven remain pure. May your momentum never again be interrupted. May your next days be filled with shocking confirmations, unexpected finances, divine connections, and revelations that bring deep peace. May the person who tried to use your life as a pawn in their game be permanently removed from your timeline. May everything you touch from now on carry the vibration of this moment of breakthrough, safety, and rising. May Archangel Michael continue to stand guard at your door every night and walk beside you every day. No whisper of harm can find its way to your energy. You will walk into rooms that once rejected you and shine with a light they can no longer deny. May your soul be surrounded by honor, your body be filled with peace, and your mind be sharp, focused, and spiritually aligned. You have been marked by heaven with favor, guarded well. And now, this is the final call. If anything in your spirit has stirred while reading these words, if a shiver ran down your spine, a sudden clarity, a sense that this truth is too timely to be a coincidence, then you must know that this message is heaven's direct line to your soul. You were not meant to miss this moment, and you are certainly not meant to miss what is coming next. Archangel Michael and the angels are still speaking. They are still fighting for you. They are still sending down revelations, warnings, and guidance that can change your entire life. Do not let this be the last divine message you hear. This is not an ordinary YouTube channel. This is an outpost of heaven, a sanctuary for the chosen, a continuous supply of urgent messages to ensure you never miss another warning, another upgrade, or another prophecy. Take a conscious action right now. Consider this your first act of faith after receiving this truth. Click the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. By doing so, you are not just subscribing to a channel. You are saying yes to heaven. You are saying, I am ready. I am listening. I want to stay connected. I want to receive all that you have for me. What is coming is sacred. It is only for those who are tuned in, for those who are ready. Do not let the silence of the world drown out the voice of heaven again. Subscribe, stay connected, and prepare to watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. Your protection is secured. Now, your ascension begins. Amen. Thank you for listening to the sharing of divine wisdom, spiritual protection, and angelic guidance inspired by the Archangel Michael Says Daily channel. If you find it interesting, please subscribe and look forward to the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.